exchanging farm implements, giving our farmers, hunters, boots, cutlasses, torchlights, so quite a whole lot of things. And all this was just to beef up enough.
How do you fund that?
Well, we have an NGO, just like you know, Yoruba Koya is Yoruba Koya Leadership and Training Foundation. It's an NGO. We have a branch in America, we have in the UK, and we have in Nigeria, and we have in all the 7 Yoruba states, and that's what we've been actively doing. As a matter of fact, I abandoned all I was doing to face this because it calls for serious work. So it started off as a security threat. It started secondly as a food security issue. You remember the time there was blockage. You remember the time there were trailers packed from Oyo to Ibadan. They couldn't move. These are so many of the things we saw. Now all this has escalated into banditry, into kidnapping, into acts of terrorism that we're seeing. So our own concept then was, if we cannot get the best out of Nigeria, that means tí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá lè rí nǹkan tí tó lè fi pera wọn lọ́kùnrin àbí obìnrin àbí ọmọlúàbí, let's begin to look at options. And the easiest option for us was restructuring. And that was why the restructuring rally was held at Adamasingba sometime in 2018, if I'm right, to press the issue that Nigeria has to be restructured before we can go any further. And in alluding to all what you said earlier on about 3 factions, some people want restructuring, some people want Yoruba nation, some people want what they call true federalism. When they say true federalism, I say, okay, so we have a false federalism going on.
It's an admittance.
It's an admittance.
We're on a sodo.
So once you have this, it's not impossible for you to have 3 factions, but what we have always said is that Kini agenda Yoruba. What's the Yoruba agenda? The Hausa Fulani have an agenda, and that is to rule Nigeria for the rest of whatever. The Igbos, they have an agenda, that is to have a Biafran nation, right? So the options are there, but what do Yorubas have? Some people have said, oh yes, okay, let's go into elections. Yes, how do you go into elections with a faulty constitution? With the way the whole government is structured now, any of the 2 other candidates that wants to get in there and say, yes, federal structure, because of course, you know, President Muhammad Buhari has carefully used the constitution to defend the lack of federal character in his appointments. So, Bola and Obi, when you come in, do you want to start removing all these people that Buhari has put in there? It's going to give a lot of problems. So, Buhari's regime is not going to end until May. And I want everybody at home to note that this whole suffering is not going to end in February. It's not going to end by electing A, B, C, or D in February. It's going to continue until May. Now, what our own school of thought is saying is we are going to continue the pressure that we started with Adamasingba rally, that Nigeria should be restructured and the constitution should be amended before Buhari hands over in May 2023.
But I also find that your position of Nigeria being structured, that's why we have the National Assembly.
Yes, that's why you have the National Assembly. And you see, our attention to details is very faulty now. And I go this way, that the National Assembly, no matter how you like it, they've done some amendments to the Constitution. Some of it includes having state police, local government, autonomy, and etc., etc. So they've done that. They've passed it to 36 state assemblies. Out of these 36 state House of Assembly, maybe 24 have considered it. So the process of amending the Constitution is ongoing. But how many of our people